Travis Scott is known for more than just his up-tempo, party-ready songs. And he's more than just a baby daddy of Kylie Jenner. Up until recently, Travis Scott was known as a credible, popular artist who has some pretty good songs under his belt. Recently, Travis Scott found himself in a horrible predicament regarding his AstroWorld Festival in Houston, Texas. AstroWorld was supposed to be a nice, fun, almost similar to Woodstock type of festival that Travis Scott wanted to do for his hometown in Houston, Texas. With over 50,000 tickets sold, needless to say, he was on to a great start. But unfortunately, people in the audience would soon find that the first night of the AstroWorld Festival became the last night on Earth for some people. It all started on November 5th, the very first day of AstroWorld. It started off pretty great, given that a huge crowd had already formed long before Travis even hit the stage. There's even plenty of videos on social media that show people sneaking in, knocking over fences and gates just to attend this one-of-a-kind and very first AstroWorld Festival. Travis Scott is from Houston, Texas, so with that being said, he has a pretty big fan base out there. What ended up happening was things started great. He's performing. It was a lot of people, a lot of good energy. Then as the night progressed, when Travis actually did hit the stage, from what sources say, a large group of people from the back were trying to make their way to the front. And while doing so, they managed to squeeze and push everyone who was already in the front to the point where they had absolutely zero space and zero room to move, let alone breathe. According to dozens of reports, it got so bad that if you were being pushed by the audience and you managed to lift one of your arms up, you couldn't even get it back down. That's how tightly squeezed everyone was once Travis hit the stage. The night got worse and worse for many people, to the point where his own fans were even begging him to stop the show. There were reports of people actually getting on stage by certain camera people, trying to get them to stop the show due to what they had seen in the audience. What was described in the audience is something out of a pure nightmare. Here's some video footage of someone's own account of what happened that night.
It just felt like we was like literally like in fucking hell, bro. Like it felt like we was in a concert in hell. You couldn't breathe, you couldn't see. Like just imagine all the people they gonna find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just trampling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like I'm thinking it's probably gonna be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like I kid you not. Like in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted, and the medics were trying to give them CPR, and they was flipping them over, and like they was literally turning them black and blue. Like I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead. And like once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. It was nothing they could have do. Like this shit really fucked me up and like really spooked me tonight. Like that was like some demonic shit. Like, and what was so crazy, like people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis Scott. They was like help. The whole crowd was just going like help, help, help. And he just kept going, bro. It was like, that shit was scary, bro. It was so demonic, bro. And mind you, y'all see the type of music I make. Y'all see everything, like, you know, like I've been so heavily influenced by Travis, but like after tonight, bro, like God really showed me, like, you know, like stay away from that shit, bro. Like that shit not for you, because like he sacrificed so many people's lives tonight, like for real. Like so many people's lives are gone tonight because they want to go to a fucking Travis Scott concert and have fun. You know, he influenced people to be raging and all this shit. So many people broke in and it was just chaos, bro. It was a living fucking hell, bro. Imagine seeing all those.
After this person went ahead and told their account, there were lots of people who thought that maybe the concert was more than just a festival. The theme for the concert was actually See You on the Other Side. There were reports that there was a logo with people in hoods with no face, all black, with that saying "see you on the other side" as the logo for his performance. Now, I'm not necessarily the most religious person in the world, but that doesn't seem exactly the most godly representation of a show, especially with the slogan "see you on the other side." It got so bad that when the ambulance actually tried to rush through the crowd to get people who had passed out, people started jamming and partying on top of the ambulance to the point where they couldn't even get people out in time, unfortunately. There supposedly was multiple bodies sprawled out from people who had passed out. And the sad part was, there were several accounts of people who were packed in a crowd that was closer to the front that said that they were trampling on top of people that they couldn't even pick up to help, who were literally lying back down on the ground with their face up, being stepped on by a huge, massive crowd of people. And it was so tight that no one could even bend down to try and help that person or pick them up. Another report from a person said that she was an ICU nurse and that she even passed out due to it being so tightly packed that she could barely breathe. Now back to the demonic and satanic theory of conspiracy theorists regarding this festival. There are reports that Travis Scott wanted to do an energy-based type of ritual where he would just get the energy from the crowd, some type of, again, satanic ritual or something like that. And that's part of the reason why people died. There were also reports from security guards and other people in the audience saying that they felt pricks before they passed out or before they started having issues breathing and things like that. And that pretty much goes to show that there was at least 1 to 2 people in the audience with some type of needle or drugs that they were injecting people with. Now, who these people were, of course, no one knows. But at least one of those cases was 100% substantiated. I believe it was a paramedic who had passed out and he had to be woken up by a drug called Narcan, which is a very powerful drug. They said that they found a needle mark on his neck, indicating that someone had stuck him before he had passed out. Another account from a person who actually lives not too far from where the festival was held in Houston, Texas, says that her daughter was watching the festival from the balcony, and that while her daughter was watching the festival, she said it almost felt like Travis Scott was casting a spell on the audience. She then later says that she believes he was doing a ritual of some sort. Again, this is all speculation and hearsay, but based off the lives lost and Travis actually performing while people were passed out, being carried out by medical personnel, it's kind of hard to dispute that, regardless if you're a religious person or not. The AstroWorld Festival only went on for 1 day, as it was canceled the next day due to so many people having terrible experiences and, of course, unfortunately, people dying. AstroWorld, again, was supposed to be a positive, fun experience for thousands upon thousands of young people, really people of all ages. But unfortunately, it ended up being the last night on Earth for quite a few people. The death toll after that Friday showed 8 people were confirmed dead, 23 people were hospitalized, and another 33 were injured on the first and last night of the AstroWorld tour. What do you guys think? Let me know with your comments below and tell me if you had any personal experiences at this concert due to it being thousands upon thousands of people there, or just let me know what you think about the whole thing. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. And be careful the next time you find yourself in a huge concert where there's no seating, or else you might just end up on the next episode of Creepy as Hell.